new program, new MBA program. Let's do this. Okay, it's done. And this is a tempo level. And it doesn't matter, I don't mean that, I know, state versus private, not at all. Many private organizations just install, like condition, and many, especially non-profit organizations, which I admire for their dynamic, for their energy, or in large state organizations, some departments are very much energetic and ready for, for adjustment, for change, for something new, and others just almost a cemetery. So this is a tempo layer, and if you want to be a manager who is able to manage change, think about this layer. It's the most powerful layer. So it's fundamental drive and tempo of a change efforts, and it's how people are willing to do this, how it's, how fast going on. I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I believe you understand what I mean. It's energy. It's energy of this place. And we can say it's calm versus chaos, it's tall versus movement, it's sleepy versus awake, etc., etc. And what we are trying to explain, like different policies of this. And this layer is the most complicated one, and I try to present where is this. So this is again predictability. Is a nice life. Predictability, everything is clear, everything is good. And why we have this predictable life? Because our capacity is higher than demand. We are able to do more than demand. Yeah, so we feel good. But of course we become less and less competitive because demand is growing. And our capacity, it's growing, but you see, demand is growing faster because this worked, and we talked about this. So in one moment, and this is a shock, this is a moment of shock, they kind of cross, and we see that our capacity is not enough to, to face this demand. And then, even worse, demand is high and higher, but demand is here, higher and higher, but our capacity is lower and lower. And this is, this is too bad. So what we want to do, we want to be here. We want to do here. We want to lead at the edge of chaos. And if you do this, because this life is gone, so of course it's nice to be here, but it's gone. But we don't want to move here. We want to lead at the edge of chaos, and we have to understand this. This is kind of a tempo level to understanding of our paradoxes and understanding of and finding the balance between these paradoxes. It's the next part of formula is exactly how to deal with this. And all what I might say about this, it's just to repeat over the statement of Overman, 1996, that managers are to accept that external and internal environments are complex and dynamic, so complex and dynamic that it, in fact, is to appear chaotic. So this is the first part of change management, and implication of this, of course, first, be aware of the change cycle of each major activity in your organization, each major activity, and be aware what's going on now and the next step of this, and maybe help with the same, 4 layers understanding. Be aware of people reaction, so don't be annoying, be patient. At the same time, you can help them to deal with this if you are well educated and willing to do this in all 4 layers. And the last is, yes, manage change at each layer. The deeper layer initiates stronger outputs. So the simplistic rational layer is a if you just stay in this level, you can change things, but it's not kind of long-term change. And the deeper you go, the stronger and more powerful change occurs. And you don't have to always be a manager. Like, you can just kind of start this process, and then situation will develop itself in the directions you want this. So, chaos management, the reality of our life. What is chaos? It's irregular, unpredictable behavior of deterministic, non-linear, dynamic system. Chaos theory is everywhere, and as you see my reference, and I just found it from many different resources. Chaos theory is everywhere in pop culture, the film Jurassic Park, for instance, in current academic journals. Yeah, and it's true. It's what people write now about. It's about this approach because the only what works now, and in the best-selling works on financial and risk management. And from the dawn of science until just a few years ago, the phenomenon of chaos was largely unknown. Now chaos, again, is seen everywhere. And it used to be exception, and now it becomes the rule. I asked myself, is it just about business? Because, this competition is so, open, and it's so nervous. Even, for instance, in the city of, isolated city, geographically isolated city in somewhere in southeast Alaska. Businesses come and go away. So just they leave the town because they cannot, be successful here. Because they don't understand maybe the local customers and their needs, and they try to offer something what these customers don't need. Maybe they don't understand maybe they're not ready for competition. Maybe so many factors. So for businesses, chaos, it's exactly what's going on. But what about public administration? How it works for them? And I found many evidences that now chaos management is very much suitable for public administration, because fuzzy logic is so-called a new paradigm for public administration. So guys, welcome on board. Positive side of chaos management, actually positive and negative sides. Every situation has something positive, something negative. Positive is because it's a new theory of organization, and in this approach, what is good, employees and teams and departments are given more flexibility and more control, and more local control. So decentralization is just a very organic part of this chaos management, and self-organized teams are very, it's exactly their kind of time for self-organizations, for self-management, for self-evaluation, self. Negative side, because we hate chaos. And even in popular usage, chaos, we kind of use it in a negative sense. And we understand that structure and order give feeling of security and protection, and raise our frustration with uncertainty. People say, I hate chaos, let's get organized. And the backfire of this, that if we are tired very much of chaotic, environment, we sometimes accept a leader who is more like dictator approach, like more, like pushy approach, because we want order, we want structure, and sometimes we don't understand that it's always a price. And it happens in countries which are, in several countries which were tied to all these democratic, changes, when several candidates just eat each other publicly, and the economy goes down, and war and something else, and price for oil and all this stuff, and people say, oh, come on, let just give us somebody